Yeah, the prequel match coming down here. The winner of this will be advancing to that best of 5. But for now, we have a best of 3 on our hands, and it is going to be on Golden Aura. We're here in the top left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way. In the top left-hand corner, we have our red Zerg player coming down from the land of Italia, representing Peru. He's, of course, representing our very own team, the CranKy Ducklings. He is Ryu.
Wait, hold on. What just happened? All right, and spawning.
Is your camera stuck?
Yeah, in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the teal Zerg player from the land of the Americas. It is WarreN. There we go. Hold on. Let's see if I can do this again. Huh. Oh. Hey. My casting tool just died on me. It just yeah. And I didn't have a fan. I pressed the button and there was no fanfare, and I felt empty inside.
Oh.
I had to
be
killed.
Realized that you were just pressing buttons.
Yeah. But we are in our.
What's the point? You know. True. What's the point of pressing buttons if you don't get sensory stimuli?
Exactly. Do you know that you can buy it like you know like a fidget spinner, but instead it's like a key from a keyboard, and you just like click it? Yeah.
And it's literally just one key with like a whatchamacallit, Cherry MX. There was actually a thing where before the company Cherry MX made those tools, which are like, hey, do you want to sample what the different key switches feel like? And then people bought that to use as fidget spinners or fidget toys. And then people just bought those to use as fidget toys.
I don't know if that's true, but I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they did spin. Well, you could probably mod it to spin. Seen some crazy keyboards out there.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
See, I thought you were gonna say, can you get a fidget toy that like plays fanfare? I was gonna say like, just get a trumpet, you know?
Just learn how to play the trumpet. True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can press buttons, you know? You can blow it, and it makes sound.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Do you know how to play any instruments, Yaku? Did you ever learn how to play?
Not well.
Okay.
I can play guitar, but not well.
True. Do you still own your guitar? Does it still work? Does it still?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go.
It's somewhere in the back.
You don't have to play. It's fine.
The amp still works.
You don't have to play it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good. A lot of the Ducklings play guitar. Like there's you, there's Asher, Chase as well plays guitar.
Yeah.
We need to form a band.
Yeah, do something about that. We do.
Yeah.
Call it like 4 guitars.
4?
Yeah, because you know, good bands come in members of 4.
Who's the 4th member?
Do we know anyone else who plays guitar?
Oh god. Well, for now.
Anyway.
Yeah, we're getting into our ZvZ, and there hasn't been anything too crazy going on. It's been hatch gas pool openers in towards our third bases. Lings are moving out here for WarreN. Bailings as well, so he's actually really applying quite a bit of pressure here to the third base of Ryu.
Yeah, WarreN, of course, has finished up his third base back home, but he is just, you know, looking to apply pressure, as you said, seeing if there is an opportunity here to, get an advantage to maybe prevent Ryu from mining at all from that third base. But for the time being, that is not going to be the case. Ryu will defend and he will chase WarreN back. So we're getting back to basics in a sense, where our players are just looking to get to the mid game.
Yeah, exactly. That was a pretty tense moment, but Ryu, he did defend. WarreN is deflected, and Ryu gets away with a better economy as a result, as both players are droning on up. But both players have also gone for their Roach Horns as well. If you remember earlier, I did say that, of course, Ryu, he's the Lunker King for a reason. He can get into Lunkers in ZvZ, but typically things are more determined by the Roach play here of our players, and that is what we are getting into. We're entering the Roach v Roach phase of ZvZ.
Yeah. Good old Roach Wars have pretty much been the staple of ZvZ for as long as I can remember. I was about to say ever since the game came out, but I'm actually not too sure about that. I'm pretty confident that that was the case, but yeah, it is pretty much a staple of the matchup, and it is something that comes down to, it is something that if you are better at macroing, making more units, and positioning specifically, you can quite easily force a couple of advantages for yourself.
Oh yeah, exactly. We can force that, and we'll see if that is occurring in this series as well. So far, both players are working towards their fourth bases. It's been pretty passive. They're just saturating their thirds, working on +1, working on roach speed. You can see that Ryu is slightly ahead in certain aspects, as he already has +2 range on the way, and he is looking to mix things up even further here. We have 2 drop lords on the way as well, so Ryu is looking to get some harass going across the map.
He really is making use of either his roaches, or if you want it to be a little bit more bombastic, his banelings directly into these mineral lines. He scouts with an overseer, notices that, you know, the queens aren't quite in position to defend against the drop lord, but we'll see what he ends up going with. Yeah, it is a roach drop.
Yeah, there we go. We do have a couple of roaches being sent across the map in said drop lords. I love that we're fanning out overlords as well, so we're going to be masking this on the minimap, trying to make sure that it does go by unnoticed. At the same time, though, WarreN still building up his own roach forces, and he isn't being active on the map. So even though we have potential for drops and we have potential for damage, WarreN, his army isn't too far away from his bases.
Yeah, I think this is definitely the right call here for WarreN. He was playing a bit more aggressive in the early game, so he knows that right now he is a bit more vulnerable to a counterattack. He just needs to defend, and he needs to make sure that his economy gets up and running.
Yeah, and here we go. The drop does come in. It looks like a queen is going to be going down. We have reinforcements on the way, though, so the queen falls, but we don't get much else.
Yeah, decent pickoff here for Ryu, but it very much could have been a lot worse here for WarreN. Again, just goes to show how important it is to be playing the role of the defender in this dynamic.
Yeah, exactly. And as a result, WarreN, he will have a slightly higher army supply. He has faster reinforcements as well, as WarreN does swat away the main force of Ryu for the time being. But at the same time, we do have a run by, but WarreN, he's in position.
Just like so. Really good fanning out of his roaches here from WarreN. And really good vision as well. You know, we have... It's kind of noticeable with both players. If you look at the minimap, you know, they are... Both of them pretty much have vision everywhere thanks to these overlords.
Yeah, there's no real answer to those overlords. Not yet. Ryu, interesting choice here. He's actually going to be diversifying his army. He's mixing in a couple of infestors. And with the new infestor, once they pop out, they do immediately have enough energy for 1 fungal each.
Indeed they do. I can see it so clearly, Light. I can see the fungals on these massive amount of roaches. Now, Ryu actually doesn't have that many Ravagers, but here we go. He's going to be remedying that very, very quickly. He has revealed the Infestors, though, so I think WarreN is going to be a bit more cautious, is going to be pre-splitting his army a bit more.
Yeah, we do need to get that split going, and here we go. The army does push forward. Good fungal already, and the Biles will connect.
Very massive chunk of the roaches here from WarreN will be getting weakened and will be going down as a result. This is a huge concave, but the fungals do kind of equalize a little bit for Ryu.
They do, as Ryu does have to back off. At the same time, a drop lord coming into the main base, but last, there is nothing within it here, and WarreN, he's holding on so far. When it comes to the upgrades, we're looking pretty even. WarreN, he's down in tech. He's now working on an infestation pit to maybe get into infestors of his own, or just start working on 3-3. But yeah, for now, it is still just roach v roach, and we're just looking to try to outposition the opposing player.
Yeah, it really is the name of the game here for roaches. Upgrades don't matter nearly as much as positioning and numbers.
Yeah, it's all about the positioning, all about the concave. Speaking of, we do have a run by on the left-hand side, but Ryu, he keeps up. He is in position for said run by. He's also here to swat away the main army as well. Almost does by himself. And Ryu is working on the Hive. And the Hydras. Happy.
Indeed.
Hey, I was joking earlier when I was like, no, yeah, you know, Ryu, he likes the Hydra Lurker Viper in ZvZ too. We'll get there if the game goes on long enough, and the game is getting long enough. We have upgrades in production, or on the way, sorry, for Ryu for those Hydras, and he may end up going for those Lurkers.
Yeah, interesting choice not to get the Lurker Den. Not to get the Lurker Den before the Hive finishes up, but there we go. Lurker Den now on the way. Ryu is looking to time up his upgrades as soon as he can get them. Exactly,
and as you were bringing up, so Hydra Lurker Viper is going to be on the horizon here for Ryu. It's going to take a while to transition into that. It is very scary to do so because Golden Aura has one of the shortest rush distances in the current map pool. So if he loses too many roaches, he will trigger a counterattack, and I don't know if he's going to have the time to make Lungers. Oh!
Yeah, huge fungal does land, but unfortunately for Ryu, he just doesn't have enough roaches here to really take advantage of that. Ryu is in a bit of a precarious position because you mentioned the rush distance is a lot shorter compared to the other maps in the current map pool. He doesn't want to lose too many roaches here and trigger a counterattack, but he still needs to get rid of some of his roaches. He still needs to trade some of his supply in order to switch into Lurkers.
Yeah, and as you say that, we have Hydras on the way. So after Ryu did lose a chunk of his roaches, we do have Lurkers in production, but alas, he still cannot engage. Some of these bases are under threat of going down. We do see the roaches going to be able to force back the army for a moment, but we do see WarreN trying to flex his roach ravager, trying to pull Ryu apart.
Yeah, really splitting up his supply very, very well is WarreN, but now we're starting to get a couple of Lurkers, and this is the game changer for Ryu.
Exactly, the Lurkers are now out. They will slow the game down, and Ryu will have the superior army. He's still building up on it, though. He still only has 6 Lurkers. That is not quite enough, not at the moment, and WarreN, he's pushing in.
Yeah, those Lurkers can absolutely make a difference, but not when they're not in position. Fungals and Biles will be making WarreN think a little bit twice before really engaging and committing to this position. We do have a Lurker Den of WarreN on the way as well. So Ryu does have a bit of an advantage here. He was the player to get Lurkers first and will be able to push his advantage.
Yeah, again, there's a big window. There is a big window here where Ryu, he does have the superior army with Hydra Lurker, no Vipers yet, but at least with Hydra Lurker, I should say. Good fumbles here on the army of Ryu, as WarreN did get infestors of his own, but alas, does he have a good answer for the Lurkers as they are encroaching over the bases here of WarreN?
Yeah, we'll see the corrosive biles are going to be enough. Another huge fungal lands, this time on WarreN's army.
Oh, the splits!
Queens here putting in a lot of... Yeah, those splits were really fantastic to witness.
Yeah, and with that,
but
WarreN,
they're not really going to save him against the Lurker Spines.
Exactly, and this base is going to go down. WarreN unable to save and hold on to his third base, and now from here, Ryu can rotate around. We do have a base over on the right-hand side as well, but oh my god, the Lurkers, they outposition WarreN!
Pretty much immediately. That's a lot of infestors here for WarreN as well. But Ryu has just enough energy to land another couple of Fungals. Overseers are now in position, though. Huge Biles will land on a lot of these Lurkers, but nowhere near enough of them, and not quickly enough. GG is called, and Ryu, true to his name, shows why he is the Lurker King of Latin America.
GG, well played. Maybe even all of the Americas. It is possible. I don't know who else is vying for that title, but GG, Ryu able to get into his favorite unit of choice, able to get into what he is known for, and just like that, he takes game number 1. Oh boy. But to be fair, up until the Lurkers, it was pretty close. It was pretty back and forth between the two players.
It really was. We had, I mean, like you said, it was a back and forth, a huge tug of war. Both players were being aggressive at separate points, but I do feel like Ryu was a bit more in control. I mean, at the very least, he was the player to get to his to get to those upgrade milestones quicker, right? Both players pretty much went Lingbane into Roach Ravager, into Infestors, into Lurkers, but Ryu was always a little bit ahead on that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, was always a little bit ahead, just slightly, I should say, as we are just going to be remaking those lobbies and getting into the swing of things. So those wondering, for those that are maybe a little bit curious as to what is going on, fun fact, there are some different editions of the maps that are live at the moment. The LE edition, which is the latter edition, is actually a little bit older. But we do have some updated versions of the maps which do fix some of the issues that have been pointed out by the community. So thanks for the thanks to the community. We do have a bunch of changes being made, and yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, everyone feel free to Funara Light in the chat, as he is the one making the lobbies, but you don't have to, you know.
Oh good. As we are getting ready for game number 2. Game 2 is going to be on Hecate.
Yeah, Hecate.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen too much of this map, but this has got it's got some romanticide vibes.
It does. Now, I haven't seen that much of this map, but I have a fun fact.
Go for it.
Yeah. So, do you know? Well, I guess we're loading in, so you save it after the intros. Well, okay. I'll ask the question first for you to ponder while we load in. Do you know what a Hecate looks like?
What it looks like?
What it is and what it looks like.
In your yes, I do. Do you?
Well, it's my fun fact. I do. Because I played Fallout New Vegas.
Ah. Okay.
In which the anti-material rifle was based on the Hecate.
Okay.
That's your fun fact for today. Peace. I'm out.
You know, Hecate, this map was named after a Greek goddess, right?
No. It was a Fallout gun.
Okay.
It's a Fallout gun. Anyway, here we are now, loading in onto Hecate. We're here in the top right-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way. In the top right-hand corner, we have our red Zerg player coming down from the land of Italia, representing the land of Peru, papi. He's going to be representing our very own clan. He is Ryu.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hecate, we have the American Zerg player, the Teal Zerg, representing himself down in this series, but looking to fight back and tie it up and force the ace match. It is WarreN.
Pretty sure the word is also Spanish, so I'm not sure where you're getting Greek from.
What are you talking about?
Hecate. It sounds very romance-ish.
Yeah.
Maybe French. Hecate.
You should have a word with the map maker and tell him that he's wrong.
Yeah.
You're like, look, have you played Fallout New Vegas? And clearly you have, because this is where you got it from, okay?
Exactly. You can see the resemblance.
He's like,
in the map.
It's like, I've never played a Bethesda game in my life. What are you talking about?
Do you even own a Samsung smart fridge to play Skyrim on? Shaking, SMHing my head.
Hold on. Fallout New Vegas. This is with an accent. This is something. I think this is pronounced differently. Yeah.
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 There we go.
It's a different word. I'm shaking my head. God damn it. All right, let's get into this. For now, do have a hatch gas pool opening. You know what, Yaku? You know what? I need to go back into New Vegas. I've never finished it. Fun fact: I never gotten around to finishing New Vegas. I played it.
And no one has.
Have you finished New Vegas?
I am ashamed to admit I have.
You have? Oh.
Well, no, that's not really true because I missed a lot of side quests.
Have you tried to do New Vegas? Is the one where there's like an achievement where you finish the game without shooting until the very end, where you have to like shoot like a lock or something, right?
That's a thing?
Yeah. Well, you don't shoot a single bullet until like to progress the story. You have to shoot like once to like break a lock or something, right?
Oh. No, yeah, because it's like a. I don't know if it's like a lock, but it's like a button.
Yeah, something like that.
That you can't like get up into.
Yeah. Something like that.
I have vague memories of this.
Yeah,
But anyway, WarreN is going masslings and sending them immediately across the map, just like a New Vegas speedrun. And he's got a couple of banelings as well in position. Ryu will have a couple of banelings of his own, but his Zerk base is very, very isolated.
Oh, as we do manage to connect here on the Ling army of WarreN. He still has his own banelings as well, but the Queens are coming in to support. The third base is safe and sound, and WarreN has to back off, but he's not done. We have 12 more Lings in production. WarreN, he's not backing off. Not yet.
Yeah, he still senses an opportunity here. He still has these banelings, and he wants to make sure he gets use out of them.
Yeah, exactly. As we have roaches on the way, one baneling does go down for free, essentially, but we have the roach horn. We are not droning. We are going for a roach follow-up all in. It's all or nothing here for WarreN. Ryu, though, unaware as to what's going on. Thankfully, he has his own defensive roach horn. He does have roaches on the way.
Yeah, he sent a Ling into the natural base. So WarreN! Oh, that was really, really close here for WarreN. Yeah, he sent a Ling into the natural base of WarreN. He saw that it wasn't too saturated, but I'm not sure if he's put 2 and 2 together here.
Yeah, Ryu, he's droned up a bit much. He's droned up to 39. That is 9 more workers than his opponent when WarreN is going all in. We have a spine crawler on the way at the natural base. That will help, but that's still only just now started. No, he killed the Rhino. Oh. No.
This is how you know WarreN means business.
Yeah.
And he gets a huge concave on these queens.
He's pushing on forward. We have a lot of aliens behind this as well, just zoning away some of the reinforcements of Rio, and it looks like there may just be too much. Good connections on the Lings. We have more roaches on the way. The spine crawler is about to finish.
Yeah, this queen is trying to hold the line for as long as it can. Spine crawler's finished up now, but what else is on the ground here for Ryu? Once again, all Ryu really needs to do is defend. WarreN is very much all in, but it's looking to be very, very difficult here for our red Zerk player.
Exactly. As we have Lings coming to reinforce, looking to surround that queen. We have enough engine for a transfuse, but the queen goes down as well. Ryu, that spine crawler is not helping whatsoever, but he's gonna be trying to re-situate it, replant it here towards the forward base here, but it looks like there's maybe too much WarreN.
Yeah, he makes that spine crawler so much more vulnerable as well. Look at that RE supply difference. I just cannot see a way for Ryu to really fight back from this position. GG is called, and WarreN will be tying up our series sideways 1-1.
On the wrong button. GG, well played. We are getting into the ace match. We are getting into game number 3 here, as we have a series. WarreN catching Ryu with his pants down as he was woefully underprepared. As you mentioned, he did go for a Link Scout earlier, but he just droned up a little bit too much, wasn't quite prepared. The spine crawler was a little bit too late as well by the time it finished up, and it was a little bit too far behind. Wasn't really impacting the game, wasn't really impacting the fight, not as much as he really needed to.
Yeah, a little bit of a slow reaction here from Ryu, or maybe just misreading the situation a little bit, thinking he was a lot safer than he actually was here.
Yeah, exactly, and in the end he did pay the price for it, and now this could go either direction. We are getting into the ace match, and it's going to be on Ratazit Station.
Here we go. I'm trying to find a connection with Fallout here. Because clearly, you know, that's the theme of this map pool. But, I'm not finding any here to tie it to Raduzet Station.
Radroaches?
Radroaches. Radical.
They're thinking Fallout. That's why I said it, Yaku. That's why I could tie it to Fallout. Okay, that's what you do. That's what you are. I mean, what are you doing?
No, you did. But for some reason, when you said rad, my mind went.
Went to the turtles, like TMNT.
My mind thought, yeah, like a skater thing, you know,
like a skater boy.
Exactly. I'm just imagining a roach on a skateboard with like a hat.
You're thinking of 2000 atmospheres.
Yeah. Old Tony. Oh, and here we are now spawning on Raduzet Station, where I could just see like cringe very, very hard after I said that. You viewers wouldn't see that, but I got to see the full face of disappointment. Anyway, here we are on Raduzet Station in the top right-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the top right-hand corner. With a different color this time, our blue Zerg player coming out from the land of Italia, representing the land of Peru, representing our very own clan, the CranKy Ducklings, we have Ryu.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the American Zerg player, the Red Zerg, fighting back in the last game, tying up the series 1-1. It is WarreN. I like how the chat's getting involved as well. Hecate is also
the chat is. I like how the chat is proving me correct and agreeing with me. Thank you, chat.
You like selectively reading comments. You're like, how could I ignore everything else? Okay.
I saw 3 words.
Yep.
Yaku is right, and that's all I need to. And that's all I need to read.
That's all you need. Yeah, you're done. You're done. You don't read anything else. It's over.
I get a screenshot that and just you know, print it out and look at it every now and then.
Yeah. It's the gun in Fallout 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have not played Fallout 3.
I made the mistake of playing Fallout 3.
Is it not similar to New Vegas? Am I crazy or?
It is, but worse.
Sure, yeah, that's a given. Yeah, fair enough.
Look, my hot take is that Fallout 4 is better than Fallout 3.
Oh, okay. Is that hot?
Yeah, it might be.
Do people like Fallout 3?
I now that I think about it, I don't actually know. I just said that one time and Steel yelled at me. So.
Yeah, well
he might have been yelling at me for something unrelated.
He just yells. He likes yelling. He likes it, Poppy. He likes it. Yeah. As we are loading into Raduzet Station, and yeah, with this, I'm really curious to see how our players do end up playing this out. We have seen a lot of like gasless openers here on Raduzet Station, but for now, hatch gas pool, everything is looking as it should, and we're going to be entering once again the link bane portion of ZvZ.
Yeah, I'm definitely expecting, if any player is going to be aggressive here, for WarreN to be the aggressor, but like you said, with that massive mineral and debris wall by the pocket base, and the fact that we are in an ace match, the fact that you know, neither of our players really wants to make a mistake, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually see a bit of a slower ZvZ.
Yeah, at least initially, right? We want to calm down, Bobby, when it comes to Ling Bane. Get into the Roach v Roach. Now, something that we haven't seen yet that is applicable to ZvZ, and it could actually work wonders on Raduzet Station just because of how defensive this map is Motas.
True. I don't think we've seen too much muta play since the patch went live, and yeah, I guess it is kind of a given. Everybody's experimenting with the new changes, trying to see what is and isn't viable. Mutalists, to my memory, haven't actually been changed that much.
Yeah, exactly.
So it is something that I expect to see a lot more of once the meta settles. We already saw a little bit of a resurgence of it just before the patch went live.
Yeah, exactly. Mutas, they definitely have their place in ZvZ. They can obviously be a really risky thing to tech into, but specifically just because of the features of Raditz at Station, just because you can take fast bases and take your gases quite quickly as well, that Muta play could be something that could be very viable here in ZvZ, specifically on this map. But we'll see as the lairs are on the way for both players. WarreN going for a much faster lair actually here, and he's taking a bunch of gases. He's on 4 gases, but he is working on +1 range, so it should just be for roaches.
Yeah, I guess he does have the option to go into Mutalist later down the line, but there we go. Yes. Yes.
See,
I am so glad I didn't give up hope yet.
Yaku, we know a little bit about StarCraft. A little bit.
Yeah,
just a little bit. We know more about Fallout Shelter.
Obviously. Exactly.
There you go. Did you ever play Fallout Shelter?
When it first came out, and then I think I forgot to sync it to Google Play, so when I reinstalled it, I lost all my progress. I was like, well, this game is quote-unquote game. Isn't that fun anyway?
You lost your vault. You lost your people, Poppy. They believed in you.
Yeah, well, you gotta experiment.
True. And speaking of, quickly checking the vision of Ryu, he missed said Spire, so he's actually in the dark at the moment as to what is going on. He's not really applying any pressure either, he's just saturating his bases. Both players have droned up to around 66, and we can see WarreN getting ready for a potential counterattack. Spine Crawlers are on the way, the Spine Forest is upon us to make sure that once the mutas reveal themselves, Ryu's counterattack will not kill him, as Ryu is, oh my god, doing what he does best. He's already got a Hydra Den on the way.
Indeed, he does. A Hydroden and an Infestation Pit on the way, obviously. I would imagine that his plan is to go into Lurkers as quickly as possible, but funnily enough, a lot of Hydras and a lot of Infestors with Fungals is the key to dealing with Mutalisks.
Yeah, exactly. And looking at the vision of this Overseer Ryu, he did dive in. He did see the Spire. He's aware that he needs anti-air more than anything. And he is getting ready here with those Hydras. The Hydra Den is now done. The mutas are flying across the map. Ryu doesn't have any Hydras yet. He's going to have to rely on his Queens and Spores to defend.
Yeah, he does have just one Spore in location. One Spore for each base. So, gotta appreciate Ryu for taking precautions here. He was playing in the dark, so he decided to play it out safe.
Yeah, exactly. And behind this, it's going to be 10 mutas in total from WarreN. Oh, one muta does get picked off, unfortunately, but WarreN behind this is also taking up into Hydras and eventually Lurkers. Now, obviously, Ryu, he's going to beat him there, but something that Ryu doesn't have is map control. And WarreN, he's going to be able to shut down all these Overlords and potentially get some economic damage as well with these mutas.
Yeah, we can already see a pretty massive difference here between the available supply for both of our players. WarreN is just taking advantage of his map control.
Yeah, exactly. He has a lot of breathing room available to him. He's slowly getting into his own Lurker tech as well. Hive on the way already here for WarreN. My oh my, with that Hive he can rush into Vipers even as well.
Yeah, I'm honestly a little surprised that WarreN is the player to tech into Hive this much quicker, I guess. To be fair, he is the player applying pressure on Ryu. Ryu is looking to spend his money more on things that will help him defend right now. But his Hive isn't that far off. He is still getting it and still making workers. This may be the first ZvZ where we get an actual late game.
Yeah, we are getting into late game ZvZ. For those wondering, for those who may never have seen this, because it is a rarity in StarCraft, period. I think the last time we saw, or at least I casted late game ZvZ, was Dark versus Ragnarok, like 2 months ago or 3, like in ESL Open Cup Americas, on god, what was it? I think it was Gressvan. Yeah, I'm almost forgetting the old map pool. But on Gressvan, quite some time ago. But yeah, now we get to see it here. Hydra Lurker Viper versus Hydra Lurker Viper.
Yeah, it was taken from us too soon, I'm afraid. Or now realizing that his Mutalists aren't going to scale too well as the game continues, so he is looking to sacrifice and trade some of them. Gets a couple of workers, so he is getting some value, but Ryu is already thinking of moving out across the map. He's close to maxing out. He is the first player to get lurkers, so he is looking to take advantage of that and really squeeze WarreN out of his minerals.
I was about to bring that up. What I'm a little bit concerned about is that WarreN doesn't have any lurkers at the moment. There we go. 4 lurkers are now on the way. Vipers in production from Ryu. Now, WarreN, he is working on lurker upgrades first, so he will have that available, but this hatchery is going to be going down, and Ryu is trying to force his way up into the 4th base of WarreN.
Yeah, slowly but surely trying to maneuver himself around. 4 lurkers do finish up here for WarreN, but he's having a bit of a tough time positioning them. They do take a lot of hits by the roaches before they fall, and one of them will be going down.
Yeah, one of them will go down. Remember, range is about to finish up for WarreN as well in a couple of seconds, and that will be impactful here in this ZvZ as it is now done, and you can see Ryu immediately is outranged from his opponent.
You can see the split-second panic there in the Unburrow here, and these lurkers, yeah.
They do have to get the hell out of there. Ryu, he knows that the quality of his army is a little bit weaker than that of his opponent, so he has to just back the hell off. Roach counterattack is going to be annoying, but WarreN lost his 5th. Ryu holds on to his 5th.
Indeed, but for how much longer? As WarreN, he's up in supply, and he is looking to reciprocate that damage.
He's moving out across the map. He still is working on his Vipers. They're just now popping out. They need a little bit of time to gather up their energy and to suck on some buildings. I do appreciate that WarreN is double expanding. He's taking a 5th towards the north, and also the goal base as well is a very exposed goal base, so we'll see if he can hold on to it, as Ryu does not have control of the Zonaga. So far Ryu, he is unaware about the gold.
I'm just appreciating the placement of that gold base right next to the pocket, but at the same time, you know, you can't actually dip back and forth unless you mine out that wall. Yeah, Resident Station, good map. I remember looking at the maps beforehand and looking who made them. Was it Lumen? Something like that. I just don't remember. Anyway, another fight is about to get set up here. WarreN being a little bit cheeky, trying to send a couple of units out, but unfortunately they do get caught by Ryu. He immediately yoinks them back, and yeah, that's just 3 pickoffs here for Ryu. Yeah,
some good yoinks as well, getting a couple of lurkers as well. Ryu just out trading just like that. He's up heavily, 50 supply already in one fell swoop, and WarreN is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, this 5th base is going to go down. The gold base went down as well. Ryu hasn't quite scouted that base in the top left-hand corner, but honestly, it's a last-ditch, it's a last hope here for WarreN.
Yeah, it really is. As the drop loads are coming in, he's like, man, you want to drop me, puppy? You want to try and drop me? I'll show you how to drop, mate. As he's going straight for the jugular, straight for the pocket base. At the same time, Ryu is going to be distracting the main army here with his Hydras. He does spot top left. He does spot the ninja base. And as the distraction is ongoing, here come the drop into the main.
Now, I'm not sure if this really counts as breaching into the pocket if you go over, over the wall, but dang, this made, yeah, this is really, really effective. The entire mineral line goes down, as does the entire defenses. Ryu, in one foul swoop, like you said, just found an advantage, grabbed the ball, and kept on running.
Yeah, exactly. Just snowballed out of control, ran with it, and he's going to be able to take down every single lurker here on the front lines. The 4th base has been broken, the 3rd as well. GG gets called, and Ryu will take the series 2-1, advancing on to a qualifying match.
Wow, that I think was a game that really exemplifies how quickly things can escalate in a game of StarCraft 2, or especially in a ZvZ, right? Things are looking very even for quite some time, you know? They both had similar-ish economies. Ryu was teching up a little bit quicker with his lurkers, but at the same time, WarreN had the map control with his Mutalists, and he was taking advantage of that to expand, but all of a sudden, And they were looking very even. They were about to square off, both with maxed out armies. But all of a sudden, WarreN decided to be a little bit cheeky. Ryu caught wind of that and said, nope, we're not doing this. We're not playing that game. Once those drop alerts went down, full of supply, it feels like WarreN just could never really regain his footing.
Exactly. I mean, everything happened so quickly, right? It was as soon as the drop alerts got called out, it was 3 full drop alerts. I think that was like 30 or 40 supply already. And then immediately, bam, the bases went down, right? The goal base, the top left, and even corner base. And we even saw Ryu catch a couple of lurkers with his abductions. And then as Ryu backed off, bam, drop alerts into the pocket base. Like, everything just happened in a matter of like seconds.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah, not to get too philosophical and like, technically everything happens in seconds, but that just everything just escalated from a 0 to an 11 here in the in favor of Ryu. It felt like a perfect storm of everything coming together.
Yeah, exactly. Ryu just capitalizing on a bit of a misstep from his opponents, and yeah, it's sometimes ZvZ can be like that, right? I know a lot of people attribute that to like Baneling versus Baneling, or like Ling Bane wars, where things can end in an instant. But even here, clearly, like, things can get out of control quite quickly.
Yeah, even in the more enlightened versions of ZvZ, you know, and the more gentlemanly, sophisticated kinds of ZvZ, you know. It's still Zerg at the end of the day. Things just escalate.
How sophisticated can you really be? They're animals, Poppy. They're barbarians. Oh. Shaking. I see what you're saying, Yaku.
Yeah.
But
You thought you could bring class into this? No. Zerg, man.
Shaking my head. Well, with that, we now have Ryu in a qualifying match, and he's going to be waiting for the winner of Eon versus Who's Sly. I'm unfamiliar with Who's Sly, but I'm very impressed that they were able to take down Master. I thought it was going to be a sure thing for Eon versus Master, but Master went down.
Yeah, interesting. Let's try to look through their path here in the bracket. Master, looks like he got a walk over Zerglord. That's a little unfortunate. And Uslai got a walk over in the first round, as didn't quite have an opponent. But yeah, taking out Master 2-1. That's pretty dang impressive. Yeah,
very impressive indeed. So we are going to be waiting for Eon versus Huslai to open up, and then we will be getting into that either mid-series or following the winner into Ryu for that qualifying match. Speaking of, I believe there are currently some other qualifying matches underway.
Indeed, there are 2 qualifying matches on the way right now. Specifically, we have Epic versus M Canning going on in, let me just check Twitch. I'll check Twitch later on to see which channel to watch it on. And the other qualifying match is Riser versus Rob. Ooh. So things are, we're kind of on the home stretch here when it comes to the Open Qualifier.
Yeah, it feels like it's going by a little bit quickly, but yeah, we have plenty of matches currently ongoing, or I should say plenty of matches wrapping up, and the qualifying matches ongoing.
Indeed, and I do have confirmation here. Dave Testa is covering M Canning versus Epic, so if you're looking for some TVP action going on there, twitch.tv/Dave Testa SC.
Ooh, there you go. So check out Dave if you want to check out those M Canning games. Meanwhile, as you mentioned before, we do have the opportunity to dive into some other series, but we will be committed here. We want to see the road to victory. We want to follow Ryu potentially all the way to, you know, a qualifier, right? So to the closed qualifiers, as he's our boy. So we are going to be going on a short break. When we return, we will have another match for you.
Oh, yep, but before we do that, thank you very much, Angry SC2, for that raid. Art's going on everywhere.
Thank you, Angry. Thank you so much. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. For those that are just tuning in, we are nearing the end of the ESL Masters Winter Americas Open Qualifier. We're nearing towards the end, and we just wrapped up with Ryu versus WarreN. As we mentioned before, though, we are going to be going on a short break. When we return, we'll have some more StarCraft.
Yeah. We'll see you then.
What are you doing?